Hello everyone, it's Cameron, welcome back to another video. Now today it's going to be another first time listens edition. Now we're going to be covering, in this video we'll be covering the listens for September and October. So the last month, hopefully there'll be one for November and December as well, maybe at the end of the year. Yeah, we're nearly there. But anyway, we're going to just get into it. This is stuff I've been listening to, record, mostly vinyl, but I've got one CD, so I'll start with the CD first. This is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Angel Dream. Now what this is like a 25th anniversary reimagined release of the She's the One album. Now She's the One was the film that the Heartbreakers done the soundtrack for, but they were mostly like outtakes from like the Wildflower sessions, most of those songs. But there's some really good stuff in here. I mean, most of the songs have already been previously released before this one, but there's 4 unreleased songs. There's one of Life's Little Mysteries, which is a pretty good one from 1992, and there's a really good one called 105 Degrees. It's quite an upbeat bluesy song. There's also an extended version of Supernatural Radio, which I really like. The album's pretty good because I've listened to She's the One in the last edition, like Angel Dream number 2, Grew Up Fast. There's a good one called Asshole, which is a cover, but that's another really good song as well. And there's a really nice instrument, Climb That Hill is good as well. And there's another really good one on here called French Disconnection, which is an instrumental version of Angel Dream. But this is a really good CD, really good album. This came out in 2021. I'd like to get it on vinyl actually because it's really good. Okay, now we're going to go with the albums. We have Whitesnake and their album 1987, from 1987. Really good album actually. I've been really getting into Whitesnake quite a bit recently. I'm going to see them with Foreigner at the SSC Hydro in May. Really looking forward to seeing that concert. So yeah, this has got some pretty good ones. On Still of the Night, Give Me All Your Love, Crying in the Rain, Is This Love? Yeah, really good songs. But the whole album was really good. Really good album. Probably a great album. And probably my favourite Whitesnake album I've heard so far. I've got another one which I've not yet heard, but I'm hoping to get the other albums on vinyl quite soon. But yeah, really good one. Really good album. 1987, Whitesnake. Okay, now this one I've heard bits of over the years, but never really heard it in full, but this was the first time I heard it in full. Bruce Springsteen and the album Magic, which came out in 2007. Really good album, I must say. Really good album. I like Radio Nowhere, You'll Be Coming Down, Living in the Future, Girls in Their Summer Clothes, I'll Work for Your Love, Long Walk Home. Yeah, really good album. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. This has the E Street Band on it, which he hadn't had since The Rising in 2002 because he'd done Devils and Dust in 2005. That's another great album actually, Devils and Dust. But yeah, this is pretty good. Bruce Springsteen, Magic from 2007. In terms of, I mean, does it sit high above like things like the Rising or Devils and Dust or the recent one, Letter to You from last year? Yeah, it's every bit as good as those albums. And even Western Stars, which was in my last edition, which means I've nearly heard all the 2000 Bruce albums. I've heard all the 80s ones. I've heard all the 90s. The 2 of the 70s. Well, nearly half of the 70s stuff. And nearly all the 2000 albums. The only ones I've still to hear are Working on a Dream and High Hopes, because I've heard most of them. And the Seeger sessions too. But yeah, pretty good album. Magic from 2007. Next up, this was quite a famous one and a really good one actually. This is Queen, A Night at the Opera. This was originally released in 1975. This of course has their big hit Bohemian Rhapsody, which is a great song and one that everybody will know. But yeah, I really like Death on Two Legs, Dedicated To, which is about an ex-manager of theirs who had really ripped them off with money. Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon's pretty fun and upbeat. You're My Best Friend's one of my favourites. 39's good as well. Love of My Life is great. So is Bohemian Rhapsody, which I don't really need to go into too much detail because that's one that everyone knows and everyone loves. That's probably Queen's most signature famous song, and it's on this album as well. Prophet song I wasn't that particularly keen on. It was a bit too long, but other than that, the album's pretty good. Pretty good album. Queen, A Night at the Opera from 1975. And now we've got Mick Jones, the guitarist from Foreigner, his only solo album, but it was actually pretty good. Some tracks were okay. I really liked Just Wanna Hold, That's the Way My Love Is, Everything That Comes Around, You Are My Friend, Danielle, and Johnny Part 1. I don't know if he was ever going to do a Johnny Part 2, but yeah, it's not a bad album. I do like it though. I do still prefer the two Lou Gramm solo albums over this one. But this is not bad. This was pretty good. This came out in 1989. So yeah, it wasn't a bad album. Pretty good. Now this next one I recently heard. Not yet all of it, because there's still one track to hear. But I recently went to see the musical of this show. I recently got the Jim Steinman album Bad for Good, which is a great album. And I went to see the musical of this very show of this very album, which had both this and the follow-up, the sequel album, which we'll talk about later on. But it's Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. Now I've had this record for ages. I got it out of some guy's collection years ago. I've heard really good things about this album. This came out in 1977. Title track's great. So as You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth. Heaven Can Wait is great too. All Revved Up with No Place to Go. 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. Yeah, I was actually listening to it in the car because I've got it on my phone because I was going to see the musical in Glasgow. Really enjoyed that show, really great. They played it from both songs from this album and Bat Out of Hell 2 that came out in 1993. Don't yet have that, or I've heard that, but maybe one day. Yeah, pretty good album so far. Pretty much an iconic album of the 70s, one that I think everyone's got in their collection, even if they're not a fan of Meatloaf, but just like music in general, they probably have this album. But yeah, really good album. Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell from 1977. So that's it for this first time listeners. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and next video will probably be another vinyl update, or we may do a vinyl collection video, or we might do a favourite album tracks, because I really enjoy making those videos. It's always great to talk about the songs that don't often get talked about. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I say that every time, but yeah. See you next time.